time is now 6:45. If you are looking to sell a home this year, here's a conversation you're going to want to hear. We're talking about best practices for selling a home. Joining us is founder of Jim Bottrell Real Estate Group, Jim Bottrell. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so if you have someone that is looking to sell their home, what should they be thinking about?
All right, well, there are some best practices. First of all, have your home show ready at all times. Think about it. You're selling a fantasy. You're not selling a home. If there's anything for sellers listening out there, you're selling a fantasy. That's no dirty clothes on the floor, beds made, pillows fluffed, things like that.
It's funny you have to mention that, but okay.
Well, you wouldn't think you'd have to, would you?
You wouldn't think you'd have to.
No, but you know, think of model homes. They don't have any of that stuff. You're selling a fantasy. So you're not just selling a home, selling fantasy. Second best practice is when a realtor says that they're going to show your home at 1 o'clock, they're saying, I'm going to be coming through your area at 1 o'clock with my buyer. Don't ever try and move that, because a realtor is going to be showing 8 to 12 homes. They're going to start at one end of the county and they're going to go to the other end of the county, and they're coming through in a straight line. A good realtor is going to have another client they're going to look at. If you try and move it, that's probably not going to get shown, because there's a dirty little secret in real estate. While realtors really want their buyer to love the home they buy, they don't care which home it is. So if there's 12 houses on the list and they're coming through the county, all right, and they say, we're going to be at your house at 1 o'clock, and you say, can you come back at 4? Instead of 12 houses they're going to get shown that day, there's going to be 11. Because that seller just lost their opportunity, because that realtor doesn't have time to come back. And the third thing is please, for the love of God, don't be home during a showing. And I say that, it's just please, for the love of God, do not be home. Don't answer the door. Just already be gone. Don't be in the backyard. Don't be in the front yard. Don't be somewhere, because remember I said fantasy, right? When a buyer comes inside a house, they're fantasizing. This is where the Christmas tree is going to be. This is where Thanksgiving is going to be. This is where the kids are going to watch TV. But if the seller is there, that fantasy never happens. And I know that for a fact, because in my career I've shown probably well over 10,000 homes, and I am 0 for 10,000. And if the seller is there, my buyer is saying, hey, I love this home, let's make an offer on it. 0 for 10,000. So please, don't be there.
I'm just blown away by what you're having to remind people.
It is funny, but yeah.
But I guess for people that haven't sold many homes, that you know, there's things, basic things you need to know. You're also saying that nowadays sellers have an option between the cash offers and your traditional retail route. What do you mean? We see cash offers everywhere. It didn't used to exist like that, but it is now. So you have to realize that if you want to sell your house for the most money, that's going to be to the family who's going to live in it. They will always be the highest paying person. So if you want to go the cash offer, you're taking speed and ease, that's fine. But what you're deciding to do is you're inserting the third-party cash investor between you, the seller, and that family who's going to live in it. Because what is the cash investor going to do? They're going to end up selling to the family who's going to live in it. So no matter what, that's the end result. The question is for the simplicity and ease, are you inserting a third party between you and that family? Okay, and in the time that we have left, combining a couple ideas here, but if you're planning on selling your home, how far in advance do you need to start planning? And then how much should you be repairing or fixing up with your house? Okay,
well, repairs is a really good one. Can we pull that graphic up? I brought a graphic here, which is just a fantastic one. Hopefully we get that coming up here, please. All right, anyway.
Maybe not.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is a real house that was for sale. Notice the light bar. All right, notice the door in the closet that's not on the hinges. So this is, I know. This is a real house. The asking price is $1 million. All right, so this is what I call spend $10 to save $10,000. Everything in a house should work as it's designed to work. So when there's a light bar, that's supposed to have 12 bulbs in it. That has 3, and there's 3 different types. There's a fluorescent, an incandescent, and a floodlight. Okay, we put in there. When a buyer walks inside the house, they're obviously wanting that fantasy, but they're going to look at that. Even if just 1 out of the 12 light bulbs is missing, the buyers in their mind is going to think, you know, the seller knew I was coming, and yet they didn't replace that 1 light bulb. They didn't fix that 1 thing. What else haven't they fixed? So that is a very bad example. Don't do that. And then as far as timing goes, like, you could go out this weekend and get an escrow to buy a house, but when you're thinking about selling your house, the best question to ask is, okay, what is the ideal day that I would like to move out? I always ask my sellers this. Ideally, what day do you want to move out? And then from that, we're going to assume, okay, we have a 30-day escrow. And then we figure we go from that number, now we go to 30 days on the market. All right, now we're 60 days. Then we're going to think we want 15 days pre-market time, so we're going to go 15 days prior to that. Now we're at 75, and then we have 5 days for a photographer. So now you're at 80 days. That is a proper timeline. Now, you can go fast. I've met people on a Tuesday and had their house on the market on Wednesday, but that's not the best way to do it. Good realtors, good people that are business people, they will have done something so many times, and they'll have systems to where they get predictable results. When you start to mess with that, you start to introduce variables and you don't get those predictable results.
All right, Jim Bottrell, some great tips. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after the break.